Welcome to Lounge TV. I'm Larry, and today I'm just doing a regular vlog on my pains that I have, because I have lots of pains. But this is a different kind of pain. This is poison ivy, which I got. Like, check that out. Right there, and down here, little spot there, little spot there. Itches like crazy. Look, I'm getting goosebumps right now because the breeze is blowing on it. I had a spot on this one, but I don't know where it's at. I know it when it itches. Oh, here it is, right up in here. A couple little spots there. So, I hate poison ivy. This is the second time, maybe the third time I've had it. What you can actually see where the vine hit me like that. I had gloves on. I didn't have long sleeves, but I didn't know there was poison ivy there. I'll show you what I was doing. Oh, by the way, guys, got the pool cover on the pool. I don't know if we showed this or not. Did we, Tom?
I don't think so.
But Tom helped me out putting it on there because Joe was nowhere to be around. Like he works during the day, and then he just comes over and sleeps here and eats all my food and drinks my beer. So,
and then half the time he goes somewhere on the weekends.
Well, that's because his kids got soccer and stuff on the weekend. So
I guess that makes sense.
He's always going there. Yeah, what I did different this year with our pool cover. Usually I tie these big. They used to be kitty litter things I filled up with water halfway, and some of them got a little cracked, so I put stones in them to weigh it down. I would put them on the side, but what would happen is when they would be tied to the side here, when the wind would come and blow the cover up and down, it would go like that on and rub on this and then take the paint off. So what I did this year is I decided to use my tent stakes that we have for our big giant tent and stake it every so often around there to save the sides of the pool.
Let's see the wind lift up the entire earth. Yeah, to scratch our paint.
I mean, the wind can be pretty strong. What would happen is it'll probably just rip these grommets right out of here, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, so I've been doing a lot of different stuff. Cleaning. We showed you how I cleaned up the mole track. Foul varmints. Anyway, cleaning up the shed and stuff like that. Well, I had so much room left in the dumpster that I decided, you know what, I got these branches I want to clean up, and let me show you. And this is what got me. Tom didn't get any because Tom wasn't helping me, but I didn't want his help for that because well, for one, you've never had poison ivy, have you?
Luckily, no.
And I wonder, because you've had eczema before, you have autoimmune kind of a thing going on with you now, that I wonder if poison ivy would even be worse for you now.
It probably would.
You might have a severe reaction to it. Yeah, so over here by these trees right here, you can take a shot in there, Tom. See how clear it is now? There was a lot of, half of this tree, somewhere up at the top, fell off, came down. It fell on the wires, took the wires down. The electric company came out, cut them all up, and well, actually they were really big pieces, and they had them out by the side of the road. I was going to come home, cut them up, and drag them back in the woods. But my neighbor over there, who I guess he thought he was helping me, he had a tractor, you know, front end loader. He came over and shoved them all further into my woods, and it was such a big mess of a pile I couldn't really get to it. And that was probably about 5 years ago. Well, finally, because we're getting these trees cut down. That's another project we have going. From right here, from this tree right here, all the way down, that big giant tree, that one, all these trees, all the way to that one that caught on fire out on the side of the fence, they're all getting taken down, guys. We have tree guys coming out to take care of all that. It's not something I want to do because you can see the electrical wires all in here, so I'm not messing with them. We'll vlog some of that too when they come to do that. But anyway, so I'm in here and I'm clearing out the stuff. I'm kind of scared to go in here, to tell you the truth. You stay out here, Tom.
Understandable.
So where I believe it is, there it is right here. You probably see it over on this side, Tom. See those leaves right there?
The like reddish ones?
Yeah, that's what got me, right there.
Huh.
And it was wrapped around some of the logs that were in there. You could still see some of the dead wood in there. But there was a lot more than that. I mean, some of them were like this big around. Because you look how look how big this tree is. There's a big tree. I'm not sure where the part of the tree that came down was, but it was part of that.
Way up top.
Yeah, so I had to get my chainsaw and cut some of it up so I could make small enough pieces that I could take it over there. But one of the there's some right there too. Look, I don't even like the looks of it. There's some over there too. I'm gonna get my weed killer out and spray it all over there. Terrible, terrible, because I didn't see it. So when I picked up the log, it was wrapped around it. I felt it. It hit me, but I didn't know it was poison ivy at that time until later on.
Ah.
Yeah, so this is, and look at that blister. Oh, that's nasty right there, isn't it? That's a nasty blister. Ugh.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you ever had it, guys, and if you have some kind of remedies, now I'm itching all over. If you have any kind of remedies for it, you know what you can't do? I know I'm going off topic. Never burn poison ivy, ever. Because if you burn it and you breathe that in, you can get it in your lungs.
Yep.
And then, I mean, you could have a really bad reaction. But anyway, if you had it before and you know some secret, you know, home remedy that's been passed down to you and that stops this itching, let me know. Cause, huh?
I said please.
Yeah, cause I mean, I use like this Benadryl stuff. It works for a little tiny bit. I'll use some rubbing alcohol on it to dry it up a little bit. I don't have severe reactions like some people. Some people have their whole arm will swell up and all that stuff. Tom's getting itchy now, just me talking about it.
A bug.
Oh, it's a yellow jacket.
Oh, great.
I can't see him. It's behind you now.
Well, do something, please.
Oh, he's gone.
Okay, good.
He didn't like the way he smelled. Oh, he came over to me. Thanks a lot.
Well,
yeah,
you at least have arms.
Yeah. So anyway, so I didn't even know I had poison ivy over here. I have it in the woods over there. Way down here where the trees are, it grows in vines and it'll wrap around the trees and everything. Matter of fact, the tree that me and Tom took down over there had it all wrapped around it and everything. And I cut that one. I didn't get any poison ivy because I made sure I stayed away from it. That one got me because I didn't see it wrapped around that one log I picked up. But it's just such intense itching that it's almost like you want to take a razor blade and just scrape it all off. That's how bad the itching is. It's like a torture. It's really bad. And you cannot spread. That can't go to this arm now. The only way it spreads at all is the oil that's on
contact with the oil
on the plant. And now you can get oil, like say you were, I didn't wear these sneakers. Oh, by the way, these are my new Skechers, by the way. It could be that oil could get on your sneaker, right? And then every time you go to put your sneaker on, take it off, you can get that oil on your hand again and then get more poison ivy from that. But you can't get it from the blisters and everything that's already on there. And if you don't believe me, research it, because I'm telling you the God's honest truth, it can't spread on its own. Only the oil can spread poison ivy. How did you know that, Tom?
Because, I don't know, that's like knowledge that I've just had for years and years and years.
Where do you get this knowledge from?
Again,
maybe I told you.
You probably did when I was like really little.
Yeah, that's
like
what we'll say. We'll say I told you.
I mean, it's old information. Like I've known it for a very long time.
Oh, have you?
I have.
Aren't you just so smart? Anyway, guys, Prickly Pete is ready to go into hibernation now. Let's go take a look at him. He's probably all shriveled up. Oh no, he's not completely shriveled up, but he's going to be soon. Look at all that fruit that's on him.
Oh.
And I don't know, like, I have no idea when you're supposed to pick that fruit or anything. And there's grass growing in there, and I'm not, because if you get any of them
it's a little too close.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what it does next year, because each year it grows so much.
Yeah.
You know, I want them big leaves to be like this, be all out like that and everything, so I can push Tom into it. What?
You mean so you can accidentally brush against it while you're mowing the lawn?
How will I brush against it? I'll have a big cage around it. So
well, then how would you pushing me into it do anything?
That's before I put the cage. And look, I have all this wood over here still to get, Tom.
Is that also pine?
That's no, that's not. But you can see that's that. It was this. What kind is that tree there? Right there. The spruce. But it was a dead spruce that was over here, and finally it fell over, and I cut that up.
Oh, is that the one that had the like horizontal like holes in it, like the horizontal lines?
Yeah. And it fell over the one day, and it was, I think it fell towards the wires. It was a straight tree, and it could have fell this way, but it wanted to go towards the wire. So I had to have Jeff come over with the tractor. We hooked it up, pulled it out like this, and then I cut it up and put it in the woods. I got to throw that. I'm going to take that in the backwoods. So, but look over here. If you step right here, you're okay. There's no poison ivy, but see, there's more of the pine that they cut up, and they just pushed it into my woods. But I mean, I understand it was my tree, and that was fine. But it was going to be a lot more easier to get when it was out there by the side of the road. But like I said, my neighbor for some reason decided he was just going to push it into my woods, which made it harder for me. So I was like, I'm not getting it. Just let them stare at it the whole time. They want to push it in my woods.
Yeah, only reason I asked if it was a pine is just because we noticed there's a lot of dead pines around here.
There is. We have like 3 or 4 of them in the front woods, which I gotta add that to the trees that they're taking down over here. So I'll be busting out another grand probably for that. If you guys are interested in how much it's costing me for these trees here, it's gonna cost me $6 grand for that, just for those trees down. But peace of mind that big ass tree isn't gonna fall on my house is priceless, because that tree scares the crap out of us. It's the biggest tree here, and it's just one of those branches, because I cut off branches of it before so I could have fires, because it was in my fireplace, because it would kind of like keep the smoke coming back in. So I had to cut all these branches off. Just one of those branches is ridiculously heavy. Ridiculous.
I believe it.
Yeah. So just wanted to give you guys an update on the projects and my poison ivy. And hit me up in the comments and tell me if you ever had it. Some people, I think it's 50 to 75% of people are allergic to it. So there's a small group of people that aren't. My dad wasn't. He could just grab it with his hand, pull it out. He wasn't allergic at all, but I am. And you don't want to find out. Like, in other words, if you have never had it, you don't really want to touch it as an experiment to see if you are going to get it, because it's not fun at all. It's very annoying, especially when you're trying to sleep and your arm's itching like crazy. And the more you scratch it, the more puffy it's going to get, the more that it's going to break open, you get infection, all that bull crap. So, all right, enough of me complaining about my poison ivy. Until next time, guys, grab yourself something cold to drink. Put your feet up and relax. I'll meet you at the lounge.